Recent studies show fish can communicate with each other using subtle physical gestures. One of their most common messages, let's leave this party early. I don't know, what is that? What does that mean?
Well, it's a subtle, it's his joke. Hey, World Cup. You watch the World Cup?
Oh, I'm wearing one. I'm king here. In World Cup soccer, Mexico defeated Cameroon 1-0, or as it's known in soccer, a blowout. Right?
Yeah, very low scoring games. Yeah.
Who wrote these? And find a joke you like.
You didn't know who Hitler was?
Yeah, like many of us, I didn't. But I do now. And let me tell you something. That guy's no good. Now, I grew up like you, thinking the Nazis were a bunch of funny fellas, because I watched Hogan's Heroes every week. But it wasn't like that. Oh, I know nothing. I see nothing. A lot less funny when you figure that was the cornerstone of the Nuremberg trials defense.
You did some traveling, I guess, since we last saw you. Were in.
Yeah, I did. I never been overseas, and I went to Amsterdam. My dad was in World War II. He was a lot older than I was. Well, obviously, he was older than I was. He had me when he was an older fella. And he served in World War II, and he liberated Holland, from the icy grip of that dork Hitler, So, and, with Hitler, the more I learn about that guy, the more I don't care for him. There's nothing redeeming about the guy. I tell the guys, I go, how on earth could these Germans follow this lunatic, And they're like, oh, he was an incredible public speaker, he could hypnotize you with his public speaking. And then I see him, he's like, strike! And I go, what? That's not my idea of a silver-tongued devil, So anyways, that's not the point.
Yeah.
The point is my dad went over and he liberated Holland. I'll tell you something about the Dutch. They don't forget, My dad, a dirt poor farmer, couldn't be poor, went over to Holland, liberated the country, and they never forgot. Every 5 years he would go and they would throw pedals, and it was fantastic.
So grateful. The Dutch
Yeah,
were so grateful
so
for
grateful,
what the Canadians had done.
So I went over.
In the Canadian Army, right?
Yeah, well,
Yes.
mostly with my dad, but
Yeah.
I use my dad as a surrogate for the entire Canadian. But so I went over because my dad's dead, and so I said, it'd be great to see you, And so I went to Amsterdam, and oh my Lord. At first, it's a picturesque place. People are driving around on their bicycles over cobblestone streets and canals. It's beautiful windows, and it looks. But then the whole country's gone to hell in a handbasket. You would not believe this. You can do drugs legally.
Really?
Legally, they have a place called coffee shops, right? So I went into one. I said, "Hey man, I enjoy your coffee. But can I have a coffee?" They're like, "We don't have coffee." Coffee shop. Hey, we got drugs. So I'm like, I don't want drugs. That's wrong. What the hell are you talking about, And then prostitutes. They have prostitutes in the window. You walk along, and there's prostitutes in the window that you can go and have illegal sex. It's legal there, and it's all ass over tea kettle wrong, And so then I had a whole different view of the place of just these, crazy people.
It's just not right.
So anyways, one day I was going back to my hotel, and I'm going back to my hotel, and I can't find my hotel because everything's in, they're all foreigners, so it's all different language, hard to find streets and stuff. So I was walking around forever. Finally, I see my hotel, and I get there, but there's a red light, and have you ever been to those places where, not a red light like a red light district, a stoplight that was red, and when the red never changes? You ever been in that experience? So I'm standing there in the red. A minute goes by, 2 2 minutes go by, 3 minutes go by, whatever minutes go by, and it never changes, and there's no traffic at all. So finally I go, I'll just walk across the red light, right? What happened to be done? Walk across the red light, immediately a police officer comes riding a bicycle. So there's this guy, he's like, talking with this foreign thing, and so he writes me a ticket. I go, are you kidding me? Your whole country's a bunch of drug-smoking prostitute people. Doesn't make any sense. And also, if it wasn't for my dad, then that guy wouldn't get to have the freedom to drive his fruity bicycle anyway, Yeah, he'd be living in a country where a guy was going, country. God damn, I wish I had a time machine
to see that action.
Yeah, no, to take back my question.
Thought you were going to say to murder Hitler.
People always fucking want to murder Hitler with their time machine, right? But then I feel if I got back there, I'd be afraid of falling under the spell of his fucking beautiful eyes.
It's true. You want
oratory.
to be locked in the gaze.
Yeah, then I join the fucking party.
That's his thing. He gives you his full attention. You're like, whoa, wait a minute. Maybe there's something to this guy.
Believe it or not, they're telling us to wrap it up. I don't exactly know why you got it.
That's what's fun.
It's the
For the
lonely
record,
island.
I would have killed Hitler. So thanks, gentlemen.
Can I just clarify? If I did go back in time to kill Hitler, I would do it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't get lost in his eyes and then bam.
Yeah.
Just so I don't get like hit from all the defamation leaders.
You would have. Yeah.
Listen, I'm sorry about
We gotta wrap it up.
I'm sorry about bringing on Hitler.
You really brought this live photo on that. This is the first one, right? It's your first interview?
It's the first time I've
Oh,
ever
man. You bring Hitler into all of them, they're gonna ask you back for sure, which is I know what you want.
That's what we're all hoping.
these kind of characters. I think we should kill Hitler. Me and you go suicide, kill him.
Right. Died 50 years ago.
Did he? I didn't even know he was sick.
He wasn't. Well, that's fine.
I wish I could find a Hitler of today and go kill him. Yeah, them old things scare me, and I think it's the media does. Like, they go North Korea, and I don't know, it kind of scary. It doesn't scare me that much, but it's supposed to scare me. But, are you really scared? Have you ever woken up, you might say, what's the matter, honey? North Korea. A little tiny country way the fuck over somewhere. I'm scared, honey, I'm scared. I'll tell you, Iraq doesn't scare me, North Korea, none of those countries scare me. There's only one country, really, that scares me in the whole country, or in the whole, what do you call it? It's bigger than a country, but less than a galaxy. Earth. The entire Earth, there's only one country that frightens me, and it's the country of Germany. I don't know if you guys are students of history or not, but for those of you who aren't, Germany, in the previous century, in the early part, they decided to go to war. And who did they choose to go to war with? The world. He decides to go. I need to be in class. You ever heard Dirty Johnny?
Dirty Johnny jokes, yes.
So at this point, you would think the world would go, okay, Germany, you're fucking not a country anymore. Alright? The fuck? Street joke.
Good.
But my dad would always tell this joke. It was about a little boy called Dirty Johnny. And he'd be in class. You ever heard Dirty Johnny?
Dirty Johnny jokes, yes.
For the whole series.
In this joke, he's not dirty. But anyways, the teacher has a thing, and the teacher says, today in class, we are going to have a little experiment. You're going to tell a story from your real life, and then afterwards, you are going to tell the moral of that story. So Sheila puts up her hand, and the teacher says, Sheila, what's your story? So Sheila says, well, my dad works at the hatchery, And he took some eggs, and he put them all in a basket. All the eggs he put in one basket. And then he put them in the horse and buggy, and off he went to town. And the earth was uneven, and the eggs broke. And the teacher goes, well, that's an all right story, but I can't understand what the moral would be to that story. So Sheila says, well, the moral is, don't put all of your eggs into one basket. So the teacher says, well, by God, this is exactly what I'm looking for, what I was hoping for with this experiment.
Yeah.
And anybody else have one? So Marjorie puts up her hand. Okay, Marjorie, what's your story? Well, my father works for the hatchery. Most of us.
Most people in that town work on the hatchery.
Worked at the hatchery.
Thank God for the hatchery, she says. Where would we be? So she says, my father, he sells chickens. And he knows that eggs become chickens. See what I mean? So he had to count his chickens so he'd go and sell them in town. So he had 9 chickens and 5 eggs. So instead of saying he had 9 chickens, he added the 5 eggs. You see, he counted them as chickens. So he said, I have 14 chickens. So he took them, Sheila says, and put them in the horse and buggy, and off they went to town, but the land was uneven. The chickens survived easily. They frolicked. The eggs broke. Well, the teacher says again, that's a story, you know. But what on earth could the moral of that story be? Well, Sheila says, if that's her name, I forgot. She says, don't count your chickens before they hatch out of the eggs. Teacher says you can probably short. So, but that's great. And that's exactly what we're looking for. And then she looks at the back of the class, and by God, there's the upraised hand, as you say, fucking dirty Jim.
It's going to ruin the lesson.
So the teacher, inside of her head, her thoughts are moving around, and she's like, God, I don't want to hear Dirty Johnny say that. This is going so well, but at the same time, I took a vow and I became a teacher that every student. All right, Johnny, let's hear your story. So Dirty Johnny gets up and he says, this is a story about my Uncle Terry. He didn't work for that hatchery. I didn't even like people that did. He was in Vietnam. And he lives on the disability checks he got. Uncle Terry was not a popular man, not even among those he worked with. And I suppose we've all heard of people who've deserted from their battalion. Terry was not a popular man, not even among those he worked with. And I suppose we've all heard of people who've deserted from their battalion. But I don't know if you've ever heard of a battalion deserting a man. That's what they did with Uncle Terry. One day, Uncle Terry awoke in the middle of Da Nang, and everybody was gone. He was alone, and they'd left him 3 bottles of Jack Daniels and some weaponry. So, Uncle Terry got up, says Dirty Johnny, and he downed the bottle of Jack Daniels in 2 slugs. And he threw it down and smashed it into the jungle. And then he walked, picked up the 2 Kalashnikovs and 3 or 4 Glocks and a couple of hand grenades, and off he walked into the unknown, the jungle, his fate. Came upon a village, and from the village came people. Now, were they Charlie, or were they the people that Terry was sent to protect from Charlie? Uncle Terry didn't know. But he knew he had to do something, so he took another swig from the bottle, and he let loose. Took that Kalashnikov, and he let it sway like a farmer would a scythe. And the bullets came, and just as hay would fall before a farmer, so the people fell before Uncle Terry. The men, the women, and by God, even the children. And finally, Uncle Terry stood alone in the mud and the blood and the guts and only had himself. He took a long swig, and his hand brushed against his pants, and he felt wetness. And then he felt shame because he realized he had urinated himself in fear. And then, upon closer inspection, he realized it was not urine. It's ejaculate. And his shame was replaced by pride. And the teacher goes, "Holy fucking shit, what the fuck? What kind of fucking story is that? Like, we just heard the hatchery and shit, and now this?" She goes, "Well, Dirty Johnny, what on earth could be the moral to such a story?" So Johnny thinks about it for a couple minutes, and he goes, "Well, I don't know, I guess. Well, I know one thing. You don't fuck with Terry when he's had some drink in him. He's uncorked the jug. You stay away from Uncle Terry. And you don't like anybody that works at the hatchery either. You remember that. You tell your parents that."
Wow.
So that's just a lightened thing.
What a joke. Your dad told you that? Your dad was a great storyteller.
That was my dad's story.
You taught us to laugh again, Norm.
Thank you.
Look at that.
Oh, my God.
Ejaculated right in his pants, huh?
Yeah.
Loved the killing.
The thriller.
The thrill of killing.
The thriller. Well, who knows? Who knows?
Who knows what it was?
Who knows what would happen if you were put in that situation?
Thank you for that story, Norm.
I mean, we always talk about going back and, if you could only go back in time and kill Hitler.
Right, yeah.
But what a horror it would be to go back in time, meet Hitler, and get hypnotized by him.
Like him.
And then become one of the guys. It gets even worse.
They say he was a very powerful speaker. You didn't know, all of a sudden you're killing it.
They say he was a powerful speaker. Then on YouTube, he's like, "Yelling. Fucking Christ. Don't vote for him, vote for anyone else." But anyways, it's time to read jokes.
Yes.
We read jokes on this show, Nick.
All right.
It's easy. Then you don't have to think of them yourself.
I love it. I hate thinking.
To read that thing.
Can I read it now?
Yeah.
A Florida University student was caught streaking on campus and apparently told police he was on acid and asked them to cut his dick off. Boy, these kids today are crazy. In my day, we didn't need drugs. We would just cut our own dicks off.
I didn't need no fucking acid and shit. The show has loosened up considerably. I noticed I was watching Oprah and Dave talk about weed and booze. I don't do either of those. The hardest drug I ever did, LSD. And I remember I was a kid. I was like 16. And I remember they warned me. They said, "Hey, you gotta be careful with that LSD on account of you can get a flashback. 10 years can go by, 20 years, 30 years, and a flashback will happen." So I thought, hey, that seems like a good deal. You tell me I buy a drug for $5, I eat it, I get high, and then 20 years later I get high again? That's not the point. I'd like to stretch my drug dollar. The point is this. 10 years have passed, 20 years have passed, 30 years have passed, and no flashbacks. What a jip that turned out to be. Just more by the big acid companies, that's all it is.
I'm more of a beer drinker. IPAs. Oh, what's that? International Pale Ale? That's Indian Pale Ale. Indian Pale Ale.
What do you like to drink?
Well, other than fucking jizz.
I mean, what alcohol do you like to drink? Let's say one thing about my buddy Richie, who has a disease. And But it's an interesting disease he has. He has the disease of alcoholism. And he came to me, and he told me, and I like to look, I'm the kind of guy that likes to look at the bright side of things. So I told him, I said, Richie, it's true that you have a disease, but I think you got the best one. The only disease where you get to drink booze all the time. I haven't looked at every medical journal, but I believe it's the only disease where you can constantly drink booze.
I guess that could have gone.
Matter of fact, that is the disease. I don't think Richie would think he had it. Like, I don't think Richie would go to my Uncle Bert and go, hey, I understand you got bowel cancer. Ah, man, I know how you feel. I gotta drink a lot of booze. Those diseases, they're tough, those diseases, huh, Uncle Bert? Hey, what's your symptoms, Uncle Bert? Well, my bowel, I got blood pouring out of it all the time. I got bowel blood pouring out, gushing out of my bowel, almost nonstop. And I got searing, clawing pains, the ripping, tearing, mind-screeching bowel pains. And they're combined with aching, dull, soul-deadening bowel pain. Those are basically my symptoms. How about you? I get happy. And, I tend to be able to talk to people easier, I find. Sometimes I will meet a lady at a bar who got the same disease as I do, and I'll fuck her. That's in the latter stages of the disease. Uncle Bert, you have to realize that. No, I mean, Uncle Bert. But listen, man, I don't minimize what he does though, because he admits that he's an alcoholic and that he's weaker than a bum. That ain't easy to do. I couldn't do any of that shit. I'm too proud, you know what I mean? I got too much pride, like they say in the scriptures, pride goeth before the fall, and he can somehow, it's a very beautiful thing he does. He goes to Alcoholics Anonymous and he says, right in front of them, he says, he goes in front of a whole room full of people and he says, I am an alcoholic, which I know does not sound that anonymous. I didn't name the group, but it sounds like the exact opposite of anonymous. Whatever. Like to me, the alcoholics, the anonymous alcoholics, to me, would be like you guys. I don't fucking know. You can't tell, But once you tell a whole church basement full of people, your cover is pretty well blown, but anyways, it still requires a lot of... The only thing they seem to be anonymous about, from the way I can gather it, is they won't tell you their last names. Anything else goes, but not the last name. No. Sometimes they'll say the first, they'll go, I am Richie, and I am an alcoholic, or the first initial. They'll say, my name is Richie K, and I am an alcoholic. Then anything goes. They're like, one time I remember I was under the influence of the demon rum, and I started punching my newborn in the face.
Jesus.
I looked down at my fist and it was all bloody with, I don't know what it was. It was either from my knuckles or my son's skull. I'm not telling you my last name. That's none of your beeswax. As far as I'm concerned, a man should have a little, Ever tell you about the time I blew a dog for a pint of gin? Oh, yeah, I can tell you. First initials K, I'll give you that much. Richie K, but I'm not going to tell you the last letters. Plus you can memorize my face. But other than that, I would like to keep this completely anonymous. If there was just a way I could... Like, what better way to keep a secret when you think about it than tell a room full of drunks. That's not going anyplace, you know? Says the guys who relapse, hey, Richie blew a dog for a pint of gin. He told a whole bunch of us. I mean, I understand the dog gets some gin. What are you going to do? Hey, Richie K, you know Richie K? But I don't drink myself, you know. It's not because I'm no big guy. I'm just afraid. You know, I fear everything, you know. And so I'm afraid to and stuff. But I used to. Now I don't drink. And when you're with people that drink, it doesn't work out. That's why that designated driver thing, I don't think ever worked out. I see ads for it again. Like I think they're trying to resurrect that idea. But it's kind of a flawed notion, you know. It's like, hey, Bill, listen. We were wondering if you'd come out with us. Here's the idea. We want to go out and drink. And then we were hoping you'd come with us and not drink. How does that sound to you? We're going to go to a bunch of different bars and drink, and then you come with us and not drink. Also, we're not going to be driving. You're going to pick us up at our different houses, go to a bunch of bars, not drink while we drink, and then drive us all home. How does that sound to you? How's that catch you? I was like, I don't know. What's the catch? It sounds too good. Some sort of... But I don't drink, and if you don't drink, I'll tell you something, bars are not a lot of fun because, you know, when you think about it, fucking all, you know, all it is you're just sitting at a big oak table for 4 hours. That's not fun unless you're drunk. And then everybody else be drinking, you know what I mean? So their fun is going up and up and up, you know? It's rising. Their fun is escalating while your fun is staying exactly the same. And then by the end of the night, you don't even know what the fuck they're laughing about. Just everybody's laughing. And then they start resenting you for it. I've seen that, man. Drunk people do not want a not drunk guy there. I know that. I've been there so many times. It always ends the same. Guy comes up and he goes, hey, what's the matter with you? Cheer up. Then you're like, oh, no, I'm having a good time too. Don't take a wild swing at me when I'm not looking. I'll be driving you home later. This is a lot of fun. Little piece of, I'm going to give you something that will help you get through this. Anytime you think you want a drink, right?
Yeah. Is that what I think it is?
I don't know. Do you think it's cocaine?
Yeah.
Well, you're partly right. It's cocaine, and it's also a lot of baby laxative.
And we always run out of time, and I want you to tell, and you were a kid, right? This is the first time you got drunk?
When I got drunk, yeah. I was a very straight-laced kid, you know.
How old were you when this happened?
I was 18, 19 years old. I decided to drink, you know. And I was out with my buddies at a bar. My God, we started drinking. They had those shooters, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are hard to take, you know. You can't gauge them, you know. And before you knew it, I was so crazily drunk, like just drunk out of my mind. And so then time passes in a weird way, right? And my friends, they wanted to leave the bar.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, let's go, right? I'm like, no, 3 days I had to stay. 3 days? They made me go to what is called an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting, right? And I get up, I go, hey, I'm not an alcoholic, which it turns out is what a lot of alcoholics.
They all say that, yeah.
I said, the fat bearded guy, there's the alcoholic right over there.
Now, how long did you guys date?
No! Ladies and gentlemen, it's Mark McDonald. We'll be right back.
It's important to understand how your actions
affect the people around you. Oh, I see we have someone new joining us this week. Would you like to start first?
Well, I just wanted to say that I used to think that I was better than you people, and then something happened to me recently where I realized that I have a problem because something I did really hurt my brother. So I just want to say that I have an addiction too, and I need help.
Hi, my name is Tony, and I haven't had sex with a dead person in over 2 weeks.
This isn't Gamblers Anonymous. It must be down the hall. I just want to say something. Remember earlier when I said I wasn't better than you people? I am. I'm better than you people. I'm gonna leave, all right? And if I should happen to die on the hallway, just stay the hell away from me, all right? It's yourself. Right on Rikers Island, they banned like 2 months ago. They banned pornography, any porno magazines from the prison, because I don't know why they did it, but now I just read the headline.
Sure, you don't need to know that part, right? Who cares about that part, right?
But now they had to bring it back this week, so they had to compromise. They're allowing one porno magazine.
Only one.
Only one.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the porno magazine that they're putting in is Hairy Guy's Ass Illustrated.
Really? Well, if you're going to only allow one, I would think that's the one, probably.
It's a good magazine, though.
It is a good,
It's not all just pictures of Hairy Guy's
the
ass.
articles are good, actually. Good articles on if you're buying a home, what home to buy, good areas to look at.
Good stereo effect.
Yeah. Killer crossword puzzle. It's just a good publication. All right, I just read it for Hairy Guy's ass. Well, see, that's you, Andy. Just people are all different.
He was down before the show last week. He went to the Hairy Guy's Ass Mansion.
Great. Why did you? Andy has all the fun. He gets to all the big celebrity parties.
Him and Jimmy Kahn. He's a fantastic guy.
I'm curious about
And when I say, I used to make jokes at 12:30 about him being gay, that's absolutely ridiculous. But when we were starting out, I will tell you one story about Andy. This is what happened.
I'm scared.
I was working at Art's
Deli coffee shop.
Deli and coffee shop. Busted table. So Andy comes up to me and he goes, "Hey man, I got a way to make some money." I said, "What is your way?" He goes, "I'm going to become a male prostitute." Now I said, "Andy, you're not gay. It doesn't make any sense." He goes, "But a guy has to make $1." So I said, "All right, do you want?" So he comes to me the next day and he says, "Hey, I'm buying breakfast." I said, "Why is that?" He says, "I made $450.05 last night." I said, "What on earth?" He goes, "Yeah, they did some tricks there, they call them." So I said to him, I eat steak and eggs. I eat, expensive. He says, "That's all right. I made $450.05. And I said, "Well, who on earth gave you 5 cents?" He said, "Every one of them." That's simple arithmetic. That's 9,001 views.
Take a break.
I do like to be take camps. I like camps.
Oh, yeah?
Here it's going to be stories that he's close to the minorities when he likes answer because he's showered with a lot of black guys. Do you know that? What? He said because he didn't have a lot more bill. Well, he's a football player. That's Bruce. That's right. I said it the other day. So he was one of the heroes of the minorities because he's showered with so many black guys. But I don't know if that's how you want to take this guy. It's nice. I just want to say, like I said a thing on last show about enjoying gay porn.
Right, I remember you saying that.
And I thought later that was just a stupid thing to do.
Well, I guess it was all forgotten until you just brought it up.
So, he doesn't like gay porn, you know? He doesn't like gay porn. So,
No thanks. So if you're getting me a birthday present,
I'm back. Been a long while since I've been to the battlefield.
You captured Zone C.
See what's been going on. Atari. Honors.
You captured Zone A. You lost Zone C. Victory is near. You captured Zone C.
Alright, away.
You lost Zone C.
All set.
You captured Zone C. Zone C. Your team is breaking. Your team rallied. You lost Zone C. You captured Zone A. Your team is breaking. Your team rallied. The enemy rallied. enemy team is breaking. The enemy rally.
Dishonorable.
You're getting me a birthday present. No gay porn. You know, that's great. You really cleared the air. I understand you, Lent. You take Lent pretty seriously, the Catholic holiday of Lent.
Yeah.
Case?
Well, you have to give up stuff on Lent. So every year on Lent, I give up stuff. And I made up a list, you know?
Oh, really?
Stuff that I gave up.
Uh-huh.
So I have it here in my pocket. Can I read it?
I would love to hear what Norm gave up for Lent. Yeah.
Of things that I gave up for Lent. Okay, ready? I gave up powerlifting.
All right, out.
Yeah, I didn't want to do that. And then I gave up lifting of any kind.
Okay, that's good.
And then I gave up dressing up like an incubus. Now that people know what it is, you know.
Not gonna do that.
And then I gave up. This isn't a good one. I gave up feeding my cat.
You gotta break that habit.
Yeah, that's not good.
Lent's a good time to do that.
So and then I gave up spending thousands of dollars trying to methodically seduce Andy's wife.
No more of that, huh? All right, that's very nice. Good for you.
Plus, it gets in the idea that Andy has a wife. He has a girl wife. I don't like it. No, he has an excellent wife.
Well, okay. What we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break, and then we're all going to confer with our lawyers. And then we're going to come back, and we'll have more with Norm Macdonald in just a second. All right, we're back, everybody. Stop comparing notes on gay porn, all right?
No! We were actually talking about the Sports Illustrated, the swimsuit issue.
Oh, yeah. You guys like that issue.
Yeah, I love it. Andy said it's his least favorite Sports Illustrated.
Shut up.
He says he can't. Never mind. I need to say something.
Andy, you don't. It's like quicksand. If you struggle, it gets worse.
I know.
You just gotta sit very still, and it'll go away.
The hero?
Norman Fell from Three's Company.
That's your hero?
Yeah.
Mr. Roper.
Yeah.
Mr. Roper?
Yeah.
That's not a good hero.
That's all I got.
This guy's hero is some gay porn actor. Anyway.
What are you talking about? What are you saying?
Let me tell you something about gay porn.
What?
Okay. No, I'll tell you something about gay porn, seriously.
Okay.
That doesn't mean a guy's gay. I'm not saying that. Because a guy watches gay porn all the time.
Cut to a single. Just ignore him, really?
Gay porn. I enjoy gay porn. I'm not gay. Gay porn is a genre that just cuts across all demographics. You know? Young people, old people, straight people, the gay people enjoy it. Everybody likes gay porn. But this guy really likes it.
I heard patriotic music playing behind that speech.
Yeah, that's not what I meant to say. I meant to talk about Bob Dole. This guy's my hero.
Ruin my reputation, you know.
I'll tell you something. This guy is not gay. If anybody's not gay, it's this guy.
Oh, I am so totally straight. Oh, yeah.
You are.
Oh, I love the ladies.
Yeah, he does.
Does this happen every time you try and talk about Bob Dole? You start talking about gay porn.
I don't know what that was. But listen, the Bob Dole, I love this guy. He's my hero. He's always been my hero for like the last 18 years since I was very young. And I always liked Bob Dole. And so it was an honor to. Now it sounds weird because I was talking about gay porn. But
I'm questioning your ability to continue.
It's hot.
I was talking to Andy before the show, and apparently I made a mistake one time in the show where I intimated that maybe Andy was into gay porno. You remember that?
I didn't, but now I do. Yeah.
Which he was not into. I never meant to intimate that he was gay in any way.
Right.
Just that he had an obsession with watching gay porno.
There is a difference.
Gay porno.
Right. What's not to like?
So anyway, Paul. So I said I'm sorry. He said, I said I'm sorry about that.
Right.
And I said I would never mention again his alleged obsession with gay porno.
Right.
And I won't. But anyway.
We're gonna run that on a loop. Play it over and over again.
He's got a wife.
Yeah, I know. What are you talking about?
I know that. Have you ever met her?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes, she does exist.
She does exist. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to tell the people. I don't want them to think that Andy's into gay. And there's nothing wrong with being gay. Unless you're not gay, and then there's something horribly wrong with it.
That's when it goes awry.
Yeah, that's when it's the worst thing you can be is gay when you're not gay.
Right.
On this show, man.
Oh, yeah.
He's got to leave. Huh? How bad is that, huh?
Yeah.
He should stay. You should stay. You should stay.
You just keep booing. Yeah, you killed everyone's joy tonight.
No, I swear to God, though, you sit on a couch for a living. You should think about not giving that up. That's a great job. You sit on a couch, and you sit on a chair.
It got to be too much, though. I'm looking at it now. Gotta tone it down a bit.
But you're a great man, and I'm going to miss you on the show, man. You're a great man, isn't he?
Thank you.
Great. Maybe if the internet, they start like writing Save Andy, you know what I mean? It's not Save him because he's leaving.
Scott,
You're Irish.
yes.
What are you?
Swedish German.
Swedish German? Are you really?
Yeah, really. Why would I lie about that? It's not
No, it's
funny.
very obvious.
It's a very strange lie. I put one over on those people. Yeah.
Swedish German. Well, I'll tell you why it's funny, man. Because I was in Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah.
I met a good old boy down there, and he said, he said, you know Andy Richter?
Yeah. Yeah. He did.
Yeah.
You met a guy in Georgia and he said, you know Andy Richter?
Oh, yeah, you do guys do well then.
Oh.
And he said, I said, yeah. He said, you ever heard of Andy Richter joke? I said, no. He said, well, most of it based on him being Swedish German. And then he told me an Andy Richter joke.
Really?
But I didn't know he was Swedish German. That was all nonsense.
Yeah, well, now this lines up perfectly. Let me ask you something, because it sort of relates to the first...
Wait, don't you want to hear the joke?
You're down to 6. All right, this joke will get you back up. Get it back. Let's hear the joke.
Well, the fella says, he says, man, he says, you ever hear the timer about the whole prospect? That's how he tells you.
Yeah.
He says, man, there was no prospector, and he was prospecting for gold. He was having a hell of a time getting him gold. It was an empty state. And he said he'd come into town. He'd been in the mine for a good 8 months. He said, by God, he said, I'm only flesh and blood, and I need a woman, you know. And so he goes into town. He goes up to the bartender. Says, bartender, he says, man, I've been in that mine for a hell of a long time, and I'm only flesh and blood, and I need a woman. Well, the bartender says, hell, there ain't no women in this town. If you want to do any of that business, all we got is Andy Richter, the Swedish German. He says, I'll be fine. So he goes back to his state, you know, and he's back in that mine, man. And 6 months back, and a year passed. Going. You know, people are weak. Man is made of flesh and pride, as the scriptures tell us. And by God, that old prospector finally broke to his knees. And he said,
driver is probed.
worse
No
than
need for more
and he went back to the bar. He was a neat man. He says to the bartender, he says, hell, man, I've been in that place 2.5 years. A man has needs. And if you say there's no liquor in this here town, he says, well, I'll have to go for Henry Richter, the Swedish German. But he says, listen now, he says, man, I'm a tough old hombre, you know, and I got friends now. He says, I don't want anybody to know about this. You know, this is back in the old days.
Sure, yeah.
He says,
I can tell by the accent. Yeah.
he says, I got my cowpoke friends and so forth. I'd hate to hell anybody know about this. This might be all secret. Nobody. I say, nobody can know about this. Bartender says, well, 4 people know about it. How do you figure that? He said, well, he says, I don't know about it. He says, you don't know about
Hey.
it. Andy Richter, the Swedish German,
Hey.
don't know about it. And the fellow that has to hold down Andy don't know about it.
How you doing, Mama?
At least you left me my dignity. Yeah. I really like the way that story ended.
Yeah,
That was a nice.
you were in jail.
That's the second point.
You were raped.
No, it's not. That's what I was. You're such a horrible man. All right, I said cable, but it's still valuable airtime. I don't know about that.
This thing is a whole subgenre of Andy the Swedish German show.
Well, you know what? I asked you, how are you? And you went into, I believe, a 48-minute joke. Which was fantastic. But now we have to take a commercial break.
Are you kidding me?
Wait, yes! I'm about to grow my beard back.
Gamefly is the best way to try new games. Rent it, love it, buy it at a discount, or send it back. Keep the games you love at a great discount. You can visit Gamefly.com for your 30-day trial. You must be 18 or older to subscribe.
Dude, we did it. We got to peasant. We did it. Oh my god. It's the Norm Macdonald that gives us power. We've done it. We're now a peasant. And we've got a pitchfork, dude. We've got this. We've got this. We've got to win. We use alt mode to just stab single combat. Alt mode. Stab the shit out of this guy. Stab him. Stab him. Guy. Stab this guy. Oh, dude, I totally stabbed the guy. Stab him. Huh! Oh, mama. Oh, shit, Ska. Shit's for the birds. Yeah, got your leg, boy. Get over here.
I pray, let me go hence unharmed. Let not thee hand be heavy upon me. Take I got my plea, and mercy, good sire.
Alright, if you live, you can live.
Squandra! Sure, I am at thy mercy. Turn we from this path, ere it be too late.
Mama! Welcome home, ski, Womski. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How are you? Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Yes.
Mama, you want a burger? Just one. Come on, just a quick one after getting home.
Be not the cause of my... I cry thee mercy.
Slice that guy with the pitchfork. I sliced him, Mama. I sliced him, yeah. Oh! Oh! Maybe I shouldn't be using alt mode with the pitchfork. Oh! This game's gruesome, mama. It is. Go for single combat. Oh, golly!
Golly, Miss Molly.
He killed me, Mom. He fucking killed me. Now I'm in the abyss. Damn it. He fucking killed me, Mama. What do I got here? I got a lamp and a thing. Shit. Shit's for the birds. Dickhead.
Got hooks.
One of those.
Crikey. Swipe.
What?
Now, sir.
Mm-hmm. Super mm-hmm, or just a little bit? Mom, I'm getting hit in the head pretty bad. I don't think this is good. Oh my gosh, he's continually hitting me in the head. I can't believe that. This game fucking sucks. Nah. Mama. Mama! Why, Mama? Why'd I get my ass whooped so bad? And how was your day? Only alright? Come on, Mama. Come on, Mama. Come on, Mama. Give me a bit more information. Come on, Mama. Tell me about events within the day. Daily events. Tell me the events, Mama, please. You said you were swagging? Do you have any wants or such things for today just yet? Okay.
Find out when you can go get your wallet, or
Completely forgot about that, but isn't that incredible? Maybe we should clean out our car's filter, you never know. Maybe your wallet's in there. You think?
well, you do know someone intentionally did that.
Intentionally what? Hid it from me for years and now they're gonna give it back years later? You really believe that? That's how cynical and snide you've become over your years?
No, I mean, did you pop the hood and check the air filter when you were at this picnic or whatever?
No!
All right.
Oh, you're saying, okay, not that someone hid it from me for years, but some dickhead put it in a fucking air filter? Maybe. I have no idea how otherwise it would get in there. But, on the other hand, I don't know how the air filters work. So, I said I'd love to see where it was. Like, I absolutely do not accuse them of, what, holding the wallet for years for shits and giggles? Or because they hate me? Yes, you know, that's... I thought you were saying that, like, not someone intentionally shoved it in an air filter, but they intentionally hid it for years. It's like, what's the point? I know how to be a bad person, and, like, most people don't do it unless there's something to gain. What do you think, sweet mama? Come on, mama. Give me a little bit more than You remember when you got me a new wallet? I'm 100%. I don't care who thinks it's funny or not. I'm bringing my new wallet to meet my old wallet. I'll say, hey, check this out. I really wonder if there was anything in it. Like, not if there was, but what am I talking about? There was something in it. But what the hell was it? Probably like a driving registration from years ago. Maybe an old ID. Ooh, yeah, it doesn't have my ID with the, it might have my ID with the orange picture. Like the one where I'm wearing an orange hoodie. That'd be nice to see that picture again. Oh, come on, get excited with me, man. And today, 4 to close, it's bathing suit optional men only day at the sauna. If you ask AI about the place, one of the first things they say is that, like, they're not a swingers club. And they've had to, like, fight so people believe that they're not just a fucking gay sex house. Hey, I mean, you gotta fight for your right to party, man. What do you expect? Pee kiwi. Yeah, they call me the real cocksucker, the ball sack fucker, the dick dicker, the blast blaster, the sass flaster. Meat wad, make the money, see. Meat wad, get the honeys, G. Driving in my car, living like a star, binging like a bar, fucking on a part. Cause we are the Aqua Team, make the homies wanna home and the girlies wanna scream, scream. Cause we are the Aqua Team. The Mike Flula, the Popula, the Bing Boola, Skin Brula, Skin Color Rula, oh, swag to ya. Allow me to elucidate ya. Elden Ring multiplayer. Joshua, tu, Bomber Dinglow, sucking ping pose, fucking bing bows, jing ling lao. Let's do mustard. Mustard. Oh yeah, show attributes for sure. This guy, oh, he comes with 2 swords. Yum Son Goku. Yum Fun Goku. Yum Bum Goku. Yum Cum Goku. Bags, 50 bags, 50 bags of bags, 10 fams, hams, going to the hams, going to the lamb, tam, scams. Hello? What's up? What's been up? What's up and what's been up? What? You're who? Please do not brain rot while playing Fortnite. Please do not brain rot while playing Fortnite. Refrain from brain rotting while playing Fortnite. Ah! Level 8, level 7, level 9, level balls, level balls, level ball. This guy starts with a bow. Starts with a staff, more intelligence, mind. Oh yeah, this guy starts with a katana. Faith build? Yo. Ting ting burr burr bing 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 bom bim bom bim 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 bim. Bada 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 scap dum dim dum 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 bip scap bibidido. I'm the Scott man. Start with nothing? I've never done the start with nothing thing.
Yo, turn off that phone right now. Turn off the phone.
Mama, you should have a dadgum. What do you think of that? Hey, Mama? Mama? Hey, Mama? Mama? Mama! 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 Vegeta technique. Mom, I love you. Welcome home, Mama. My poor nail ski started broken off, Mama. Started breaking off, Mama!
The fallen leaves tell a story. The great Elden Ring was shattered. In our home, across the fog, the lands between. Now, Queen Marika the Eternal is nowhere to be found. And And in the night of the Black Knives, Godwin the Golden was first to perish. Soon, Marika's offspring, demigods all, claimed the shards of the Elden Ring. The mad taint of their newfound strength triggered the shattering. A war from which no lord arose. A war leading to abandonment by the greater will. Oh, rise now, ye tarnished, ye dead who yet live. The call of long-lost grace speaks to us all. Horalu, chieftain of the Badlands, the ever-brilliant Gold Mask. Fear, the deathbed companion, the loathsome dung-eater, and Sir Gideon Ofnir, the all-knowing. And one other, whom grace would again bless, a tarnished of no renown. Cross the fog to the lands between, to stand before the Elden Ring and become the Elden Lord.
His secret passage ahead. Care. Classic, dude. It's a classic.
Reaper! Okay, I've got a dagger. Let's try this shit. Parry the shit out of him. That's our only chance. Dude, I totally parried him. I totally parried him. That's bullshit. I had the timing and everything.
People really hype up Gamma Jack like he could stand toe-to-toe with Mr. Incredible, but let's be honest, he's not close. Gamma Jack is insanely powerful, no doubt. He can release gamma radiation whenever he wants. His power stats are basically maxed out, and he's actually pretty smart compared to a lot of other soldiers on
What are you up to? What? Okay.
Don't worry, Torrance. Fortune is on his side. We found him here, after all. One of his kind is sure to seek the Elden Ring. Even if it does violate the Golden Order.
Ooh. This better work. All these goddamn mods and shit. We got the Crimson Tear Flask. We got the Cerulean Tear Flask.
tarnished, are we? Come to the lands between for the Elden Ring? Of course you have. No shame in it. Unfortunately for you, however, you are maidenless. Without guidance, without the strength of runes, and without an invitation to the Round Table Hold, you are fated, it seems, to die in obscurity. Luckily for you, however, there is one shining ray of hope for even the maidenless. Me, Vare. Take care to listen. Are you familiar with grace, the golden light that gives life to you tarnished? You may also behold its golden rays, pointing in a particular direction at times. That is the guidance of grace, the path that a tarnished must travel. Indeed. Grace's guidance holds the answers. It will lead you tarnished to the path you are meant to follow, even if it leads you to your grave. Grace's guidance will reveal to Castle Stormvale, over on the cliff, the home of the decrepit demigod, Godric the Drafted.
Alright, looked up how to beat the horseman. I can beat him on my first try.